Good morning, everybody. Thought I'd get myself out of bed early and try to catch a sunrise. It's kind of overcast here today, so I'm not sure how much of a sunrise we're really going to see. But it's still nice to be out before everybody else. I'm on the Confederate side of the battlefield. This is the statue that we just saw over there. Was Robert E. Lee. Temperature is probably, I want to say, somewhere around like upper 50s to lower 60s. It's pleasant. I got a sweatshirt on, which is nice. It's that time of year, sweatshirt weather. So this is typically where I tell people to come to watch the sunrise. It's the best spot on the battlefield, in my opinion, for sunrise. Thank you for the follow, Richard, and thank you for the follow, Tammy. Somebody left their water here. So let's see if this thing still works. Nope. Used to be able to press these buttons and it would tell you what happened here at this spot. They're all over the battlefield, but they haven't worked for years. Thank you for the follow, Sabrina. Thank you for the follow, Scarbage Panda. So this is basically the spot where the final stretch of the Battle of Gettysburg happened. We're on the Confederate side. Union was on the other side, just across the field. Over there you can see the Pennsylvania Monument. Thank you for the follow, David, and thank you for the follow, Concert Junkie. Thank you for the follow, Tanya. Have fun. Thanks for the follow. Donna, thank you for the follow. Oh yeah, York, you're not far at all. Thank you for the follow, Corey. Thank you for the follow, Desiree. Am I saying that right? Thank you for the follow, Ebeth and M-Dub, Mike, and Mo Graham. So it's been a long time since I've been out on the battlefield this early. I'm not a morning person. But this is pretty nice. I woke up early for some reason, couldn't get back to sleep, so I thought, why not go do a TikTok live on the battlefield, watch the sunrise. I think I accidentally just sent an invitation to somebody. I didn't mean to do that, so you can ignore it. I was kind of hoping that, I don't think we're gonna really see much sunrise because it's very overcast. I was hoping maybe we could see some cool fog over the field. Thank you for the heart hands, Groveland. Always appreciate you. Good morning. Thank you again. Most people are used to seeing me out at night. Hey, thanks, Groveland. Most people are used to seeing me out at night watching the sun go down, so it's cool to see that people are up in the morning and still interested. What do you all want me to do? Do you want me to just hang out in this spot, or do you want me to walk? What would you like to see? Yeah, I got my phone on a gimbal, actually. Thank you for the follow, Wendy. Yeah, you can't do any metal detecting here anymore. How about we take a walk? I'm getting antsy just sitting here. I have a hard time sitting still, y'all. So. Thanks for the follow, Ross. Thanks for the follow, Girl Toby. Yeah, you can walk pretty much anywhere on the actual battlefield. I mean, like, I stay out of stuff like that over there because it's just not going to be fun to walk through that. But they have areas that are mowed for people to just walk through the actual fields, so it's nice. No ghosts. Nope, not today. Yeah, they do horse riding tours through the battlefield, which I've never done, but I think would be fun. I've heard good things about it. You're welcome. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining in. Morning walk. This is earlier in the morning than what I'm really used to, being up on a Saturday. So I'm walking from the Confederate side over to the Union side right now. I haven't seen any ghosts here in quite some time, but I don't really look for them. I'm sure if I went out looking for ghosts, I'd find them, but I'm not really into that anymore. Scranton, cool. How did you like your visit? Oh, you loved it. Sorry, I didn't read your whole message. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you came. I am not well versed in the actions and timelines of the battle, unfortunately, which makes me sad for myself because I've lived here my entire life. But unfortunately, the schools around here don't really spend all that much time teaching the specifics of the Gettysburg battle. We're not in Virginia, we're in Pennsylvania. We're on the Gettysburg Battlefield. Lincoln, near the place where Lincoln gave his Gettysburg Address. We're not terribly far from there. So if you look over that way, this is a stupid point of reference, and you can't even really see it. I don't know if you see that little tiny yellow dot kind of like in the middle of your screen. That's McDonald's. So if you look at the trees past that, on the other side of those trees is the National Cemetery. And in the National Cemetery is where Lincoln gave his Gettysburg Address. So we're not terribly far from that spot. About a 2-minute drive, 3-minute drive from here. It would take maybe a half hour to walk there from here. Good morning. Good morning, Cecilia. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for the rose. Thanks for the heart puff, Angel Creed. Oh yeah, there's two McDonald's in Gettysburg, and there's $1 General. There's Dollar Tree. Yeah, I always find that ironic too, Jesse. You know, when you think about all of the chaos that happened here, all the death that happened here, and I come out here because I find peace here. This is a great place for me to come to clear my mind and just find a place and sit. Well, that's cool that you watched Gettysburg stuff last night and now you're getting a personal tour. It is a beautiful landscape. So I dabble in photography as well, so I have like the most perfect place in the world. Well, maybe not the world. I've got a perfect place to come practice. Thank you for the follow, Ryan. I'm, for those of you just popping on, I'm on the Gettysburg Battlefield. I was hoping to catch the sunrise, but it is very overcast here, so I don't think we're gonna see the sun. Soybeans, yes, I do believe this year they're doing soy, and they'll probably do corn next year. I am always at Gettysburg because I live here. Thank you everyone who is following me. I'm way behind on the thanks there. And I'm getting a lot of follows this morning, so I'm falling behind. But thank you. Thank you everyone who's followed. Thanks for everyone who gave gifts this morning already. Much appreciated. Thanks for all the likes. Right outside of Reading. Cool. You're not too far. It's good to see everybody up early. I'm especially on a Saturday, not usually up this early. I try to sleep in. I have to be up at 7 o'clock every day for work. So on Saturdays, I usually try to sleep in. But for some reason, I woke up at 6 o'clock and thought, why not go do TikTok and take a walk with everybody, see if we can see the sunset. Good morning, Texas. Man, you're up early in Texas. What is it, 4? 4 o'clock there? Alabama, Orlando. Yeah, let's do a roll call. Where's everybody from? Any suggestions on ghost tours? Ghostly images of Gettysburg. So we got Indiana, Dallas, Texas, Missouri, Hanover, right down the road, North Carolina, Georgia, San Antonio, Texas, California, Richmond, Virginia, Indiana, California, Ohio, Delaware, Philly, Michigan, Western New York, Wisconsin, Syracuse, Boiling Springs, right down the road, Arizona, upstate New York, Arizona, Ohio, Massachusetts, West Virginia, Chambersburg, right down the road, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Dallas, Texas. We got a lot of states represented here. Arizona, Japan, really? You're in Japan? Halifax, PA, Florida. It does, yeah. It seems like we have the entire United States and Japan represented here. Iowa, Western New York, Mexico, Altoona, Ohio, Botswana, New York, South Carolina, Charleston, Reading, Shippensburg, right down the road from here, Greencastle, Texas, York, not so far away, Mechanicsburg, right down the road, Ohio, Massachusetts. I have not been to Mount Vernon, no. Cape Cod, Georgia. Is there a vibe there on the field? There's a peaceful vibe, if that's what you're asking. I could go for a coffee now, too. I wanted to grab one before I came out here, but I didn't want to miss the sunset, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get that anyway. Thank you for the chili and the roses. Are you near Little Round Top? I'm across the field from Little Round Top. So if you see that mountain peak there, that's Big Round Top. So right there, if you can see that clearing there. Hello, Westminster, Maryland. You're right down the road too. If you see that little clearing there at the base of that bigger hill, you can kind of see some monuments there. That's Little Round Top. They did reenact this summer. They reenact every summer. Hello, Utah. Thank you for the gift, Tina. Appreciate you. Hello, Michigan. Frederick, Maryland. You're not far. About 45 minutes. Thank you for the rose, Corey. Good morning, Tennessee. Watching from right down the road where you are. That's cool. Well, you should come out to the battlefield. It's nice. Be right back, coffee. Are you bringing me coffee? I would love some coffee right now. You don't have to pay to get into the battlefield. You can just come. You can drive in anytime. Normwood Rock. I've never heard of it, so I'm not sure how close I am. Good morning, Illinois. Thanks for joining us here on the battlefield. Thank you for all the follows, everyone. And the shares. I appreciate that. Where am I right now? So I'm right smack dab in the middle of the final Battle of Gettysburg. I started on the Confederate side, started walking towards the Union side over there. I'm actually a little closer to the Union side right now than I am Confederate. Pickett's Charge, yes. New Cumberland, Pennsylvania, welcome. I would have kept walking a little further, but the grass started getting a little high and it's wet. So my feet are now a little damp. Didn't want to make it any worse. But we can walk back and look at some monuments. Lincoln, Nebraska, welcome. Yeah, there is nowhere to hide out. You're just like out in the open. There is nothing. Thank you, sweet Marcella. Thank you for subscribing. You're my first subscriber. Good morning, Tennessee. Good morning, Mississippi. Good morning, Louisiana. I did start at the Virginia Monument, yes. Good morning, Southern California. Good morning, North Carolina. Good morning, Texas. Good morning, Indiana. North Carolina. Oklahoma. Good morning, Poconos. Good morning, Alabama, North Carolina, Virginia. It's really cool to see Kentucky. It's really cool to see where everyone's from. Michigan, Fort Worth. That's Texas, right? Lancaster. I just visited Lancaster last month. Spent a couple days there. It was pretty cool. Arizona, Massachusetts, DC, San Antonio, Texas, Kentucky. New Hampshire, Nevada, Cape May, Charleston, South Carolina. Texas. What did that headstone say? I can walk back and show you. I don't remember what it said. Saugerties, New York, Boston. Yeah, I was out here pretty early. I was out here at like 6:30. Good morning, Missouri. That's right, 1st Massachusetts Regiment. Thank you. It's still early. Kansas City, Tennessee, Ohio. Here's the headstone for whoever asked me. Good morning, Texas. You're welcome. Good morning, Alabama. The only times I ever hear guns or cannons is during reenactments. Good morning, Virginia. I've seen ghosts, but I can't say whether or not they were soldiers. Good morning, North Carolina. Yes, I am walking towards Confederate lines. I'm walking straight for the Robert E. Lee Monument. How many days should one plan to spend in Gettysburg to see everything? Well, I've been here for 40 years and still have not seen everything, surprisingly. But to see, the main parts, the majority, I would say I would give yourself at least 2 full days. Come in on a Friday, leave on a Sunday. Because I would suggest starting at the visitor center, going through the museum, watching there's like a 15-minute short film narrated by Morgan Freeman, which is great. Being able to look at the cyclorama, which gives you a really great picture of the battle, what happened, what days it happened, and then you can go out and explore the battlefield. Maybe grab the auto tour CDs or download the app, and you can drive it yourself at your own pace and listen to the audio as you drive. Or you can get a personal licensed battlefield guide to take you around. There's lots of different ways you can experience the battlefield, but I would say at least 2 full days to see the majority of the main parts, because there's a lot of nooks and crannies around here that I'm still discovering. I have seen some spooky things out here. I was just out here doing a live the other night and walked down a random trail that I'd never seen before and discovered a monument that I'd never seen. So that's why I say, I've been here for 40 years and still haven't seen everything. I'm not exactly sure how many acres it is. It's a lot. It's a fairly large battlefield. If you get on the horse trail and walk the entire circumference of just the main part, not even some of the offshoots, just the main part, it's 9 miles around the whole outside of the battlefield. So it's large. Yeah, it's fairly easy to get around if you're in a wheelchair. They just remodeled Little Round Top, which was one of the more popular places to visit, and it's wheelchair accessible there now. Thank you for the gifts, John Trombino. Appreciate that. Yes, they do. There are several different horse tours that you can do. Good morning, John. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the gifts. Thank you again, sweet Marcella. Well, I'm glad you found me, Clayton. I try to do these walks fairly often because I know people. Not everyone can just come here, and walk around. So I try to walk around so everyone can see what's here. Hopefully, convince people to come here because it's really awesome to come here and visit. Are artifacts still found? I think it's been quite a while since an artifact has been found here of any any noteworthy artifacts, because you're really not allowed to look for them. Your relic hunting is not allowed here. Best time of year to go kind of depends on the experience you want to have. If you want to experience like the reenactments and all of that stuff, then you would need to come in July, first weekend of July. If you want a more quiet, peaceful experience with not as many people, then I would say late fall, like November. Yes, I have seen a ghost. Price to go. The battlefield is free. You don't have to pay to be on the battlefield, but I mean, if you're gonna come here for a weekend, you're gonna have, hotel costs or, bed and breakfast wherever you would want to stay. And then the visitor center with the museum and the cyclorama, I think, is like $20 a person, which is well worth it. Well worth it. Anyone that comes here needs to go to the visitor center. I am Big Papi. I have the Robert E. Lee Monument just behind me, so I'm on the Confederate side looking towards the Union side. I've got the Pennsylvania Monument right across the field, right there. Thank you for the gifts, Ginger. I appreciate that. Yeah, sorry. I wanted to sit down for a second. I'm up way earlier than I'm used to on a Saturday, so I'm still sleepy. And I didn't have my coffee yet. Stupidly left the house without coffee and didn't stop anywhere to get any. Is there a Discover Chambersburg? I don't know. I've not seen one, if there is. Coffee makes everything better. I agree. Typically every day I get to work and the first thing I do is make a whole pot of coffee. So I'm used to, what time is it? 7, almost 7:30. So it's still a little before. I'm just brewing my coffee at this point. You hate having to travel through Gettysburg? Gettysburg can be a pain in the rear end to travel through. What do I do for work? I work at the courthouse right in downtown Gettysburg. Yeah, pickets charge in reverse. That's right, yep. Good morning, Thermont. You're right down the road. It's the county courthouse. What time is best to avoid the crowd? I mean, if you're coming during the off season, there really isn't much of a crowd. But probably early morning and later in the evening are the two best times to come here to avoid the crowd. I don't really have a favorite part of the battlefield, to be honest. I always tell people my favorite part of the battlefield is the part that has the least amount of people on it. You can't walk here at night. You have to be, so the battlefield is open from sunrise to sunset. You have a half an hour before the sun comes up and you have a half an hour after the sun goes down. This monument in particular, you are not allowed to touch. This is one of the few that actually has a sign, and I'll show you. So this is yeah, one of the few that they ask you not to touch, but most of the monuments you can walk up to and touch. Just be respectful of them and, don't damage them. time of year is considered off-season? Probably, it's hard to say. It's hard to determine what off-season is because there's like part of the season where it gets kind of slow, like around August, September isn't as bad as like July, but then it picks back up again in October because of the Halloween season and all the ghost tours that we have here. So I would say November through May or June is off season. Good morning, Chris. I am very much looking forward to doing some live TikToks in the wintertime. Thank you for the gifts, Chris. Appreciate that. Do a little walking here, see what we can find. Yeah, I've seen some paranormal things out here. I used to do ghost hunting like 15 or so years ago. So I've seen some things. So over in those woods, there's a trail behind one of these cannons. You can go out and look at a really nice farm. I'm not sure how far Bunker Hill is from here. I think it's back here, yeah. So this is part of the horse trail. This is a really great place to walk if you like trail walking. You just have to watch all the horse poop. How far is Little Round Top? If you drive, maybe 5 minutes from here. If you walk, maybe 30 minutes. I would suggest driving from here to get to Little Round Top. Good morning, puppy. Someone did live in that house. I've got myself all contorted and backwards. I think that's the Eisenhower farm, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. which if that is the Eisenhower farm, no one actually lives there anymore, but you can tour it. Like Eisenhower meaning like Dwight Eisenhower, the president. That's where he lived. This is one of my favorite spots, just because it's peaceful and very scenic. Yeah, you should tour the Eisenhower farm. It was really cool going there. And I think that it's free now. I don't think you have to pay to get in anymore. And you can just drive there on your own. You used to have to get on a bus, and a bus would take you there, but I'm pretty sure now you can just drive over to it. Right now I'm actually on the horse trail. I'm behind the Virginia Monument of Robert E. Lee. Trying to catch the sunrise, but it's just a little too overcast this morning for that. Hi, Felix. Good morning. Welcome to Gettysburg. They do horse tours, yes. I was actually just on the horse trail there. Where should I walk now? Yeah, I've never actually been on one of the horse tours, but I would like to one day. You want me to go back to the monument? Okay. That sign to the left. This one? Not all the cannons are original, no. This field? This is a significant field. This is where the very last part of the Gettysburg Battlefield took place. So I'm on the Confederate side right now, way across the other side of this field. If you can see that monument, that huge monument kind of peeking up there right in the middle of the screen, that's the Pennsylvania Monument. The Union side was over there. The Confederate side just kind of like pushed its way over there for the final part of the Battle of Gettysburg. Pickett's charge. So someone asked about the cannons. There's a way to know whether it's an original. Something about the inside of the barrel will say something. I don't see anything on the inside of it. Did someone just give me a gift and I missed it? If someone just gave me a gift, thank you. Thank you, Foxy. Pesky, thank you for the gift there. Megan, thank you for the rose. No, this is Gettysburg. Gettysburg Battlefield. Aaron, thank you for the gift. Who's on the monument? Robert E. Lee. Yes, I have seen ghosts here. It's been a long time, though. No, this is General Robert E. Lee's statue. Good morning, Joe. Thank you for the rose, Angela. Thank you for all the roses. Thank you. So I don't really have a lot of like great ghost stories. It's nothing like really, I don't know. I used to have my own ghost hunting group, early 2000s, well, mid 2000s, like 2005, 2006, through like 2010. So we were just out here a lot. We spent a lot of time, most of our time, on Sachs Bridge, and saw a lot of stuff out there. Shadow people being probably the most substantial thing that we've seen. Yeah, the bridge is definitely an active place. If you are looking for ghosts, I would recommend Sachs Bridge. Thank you, sweet Marcella, for the gifts. What direction is Devil's Den? That way. Way over across on the other side of the field there. Devil's Den is a collection of really, really, really large rocks that a lot of people love to go climb all over. One of the most popular parts of the battlefield, and it was used during the battle. It's Devil's Den is basically at the base of the Little Round Top. There are several cemeteries here. What Round Top? Little Round Top. There's Big Round Top and there's Little Round Top. You're fine. You're allowed to ask questions. I might not know the answers to all of them, but I'll try. There is a similar statue on the Union side, yes. General Lee's headquarters would be, I believe, like back in that direction towards Chambersburg Road. Let me see. Do you visit other places as well? You mean like on the battlefield? I'm all over the place on the battlefield. I haven't done any lives anywhere else, but I do have some videos posted on my TikTok of some of the other local places, like Strawberry Hill, that's right down the road. It's a nature preserve. Mall 1031, which is a privately owned Halloween store that's right down the road from here. Other states, no, I don't really get out much. I would love to, though. Someday I hope to be able to do a little traveling, but right now I just can't. Where is this? This is Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. I'm on the battlefield. What's that? This is a cannon. So the Rose Farm would be like if all those trees weren't there, you'd cross that field. Maybe a little more that way. But we're on the opposite side of the battlefield from the Rose Farm. Good morning, Rachel. Did a live from around the Rose Farm area. I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and accidentally walked right into the middle of a private of the Rose Farm, which is walked in because a gate was wide open. I thought it was open for visiting, and came within a couple 100 yards, not a couple hundred, maybe 50 yards from a whole bunch of horses that I thought looked like they wanted to come stampede me. So I got out of there pretty quick. The cannons, some of those are original and were used in the battle, but I don't believe that one was an original. Yeah, now that you're in PA, you should come see this in person. Okay, Pine Grove Furnace, not too far from here. Thank you everybody for the follows. I really appreciate all of the support. Yeah, I can't imagine what the battlefield looked like at the end either. I mean, I'm sure it was just a horrible mess. I can't imagine having to clean that up. Thank you. I'm glad you like my content. I do my best. Good morning. Something else I highly recommend if you come visit Gettysburg is there is a new museum that opened recently, last year, I believe. It's at the Historical Society for Adams County, and they have Beyond the Battle Museum, and it's a really cool experience because they have an exhibit set up there where you can sit in a house that they have set up to be like, what would it be like if you were in Gettysburg when the battle came through the streets, and what you would hear and what you would see, what you would feel. And it's a very moving experience to sit in that room and experience, bullet holes coming through your walls and hearing the battle happening outside the door. No, they aren't still trying to get a casino here, thankfully. We don't need a casino here. Yes, I am on the Confederate side. They did put a casino in York, though, which is only like 30 minutes from here. So if somebody really wants to go gamble, it's not that far. Can we read a plaque? Sure. Next plaque I get to, I'll stop. I don't usually ever hear ghost sounds, no. Yeah, I wore my Vans this morning, my running Vans. So I got running shoes on, so I'm feeling pretty good. I can walk a good 10 miles before I start getting tired. Look over here and I have a pair of Skechers, but I don't really like them. Typically, I wear Vibram toe shoes, 5-finger shoes. But I figured I would be out kind of long this morning, so I wore my running shoes. Wilford's Brigade plaque. I'm not exactly sure where that is. There are thousands upon thousands of monuments and markers on this battlefield, and I just can't remember every single one of them and where they are. So, unfortunately, I couldn't tell you if I'm near that or not. Thank you, Lacey. Are you far from the Jenny Wade house? If you drive, I'm not far, maybe 5 minutes. Anyone in the live here from Tennessee? This is your monument. I had some people here from Tennessee earlier. Yeah, probably. I wouldn't recommend walking to Jenny Wade from here. You could, but it would take a little while. I would recommend driving. Well, for one, thank you for the gift. I appreciate that. Always appreciate your generosity, all for one. You can bring your dogs, yes. Just make sure you clean up after them if they take a poop. Thank you, Kens and Vince. Appreciate the gift. It depends on what you mean by a legit ghost hunt. I mean, they're all for entertainment purposes. So, thank you for the rose, breathing jazz. You can't really predict whether or not you're gonna see something paranormal when you go on a ghost tour, you know? You're kind of taking the chance and hoping for the best. So it's always good to go into a ghost tour just realizing that this is all just for entertainment. Thank you for the gift. C-Mac. Thank you. Appreciate it. Wow, they could hear the cannons from Pittsburgh. I would say that's nearly impossible. Pittsburgh is a long way from here, a long way, like at least 4 hours in a car. So if they were hearing cannon fire in Pittsburgh, I would say it was causing some major damage to people's ears here. This marking, I would guess, is for North Carolina, some kind of a North Carolina marker. There isn't really any information other than that on it. Yeah, that would be pretty neat if something like that would have happened, but I just don't think it's possible that they were hearing cannons all the way in Pittsburgh. Not from here. Even in 1863, when he didn't have all the buildup of, you know, homes and businesses and highways, I still don't think the sound would travel that far. How many states have monuments? I'm not sure on that, but I would say every state that was involved in the Civil War probably has a monument here, or more than one monument. I think most of the monuments here that are of people are depictions of actual people. What state is this? Like, where am I? I'm in Pennsylvania. But this monument here is specific to North Carolina. I believe all of this is North Carolina. You're welcome. I'm glad that you're all enjoying the walk. As far as who makes and puts the statues here, I believe it's the states themselves. I do have a Gettysburg address. I live here. I go live usually a couple times a week. Usually more often in the evening. It is cool living here. I like it. I am going to start heading back. I've been out here for an hour and a half walking. I have no coffee in me. I've not had breakfast, so my stomach is starting to growl. Seminary Ridge is back that way, maybe a mile. So I'm fairly close to there. Yes, the visitor center is a must visit, must see spot if you come visit Gettysburg. The cyclorama is incredible. Thank you for the rose, Mitch. Read the plaque. Sure. Thank you for the rose, Rando. I'm glad you like it, Mitch. I'm glad you all like it. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad I came out in the morning because usually I'm out in the evening. And I got a whole different group of people here this morning, which is nice. I'm glad that I was able to connect with the morning people. I'm not a morning person, especially on a Saturday. I look forward to sleeping in on Saturdays and Sundays, but for whatever reason, my brain woke me up early this morning, and I thought, why not go for a walk on the battlefield? Morning, Arizona. Oh, that's not good, Elvis. I actually gave myself a concussion last year walking one of the trails here. So yeah, you got to be careful when you're when you're walking out here sometimes. Oh yeah, Devil's Den. Yeah, you got to be careful in Devil's Den. If you're not wearing the right shoes, those rocks can get slippery. Yeah, the weather is cool right now. It's probably like 60 degrees. I'm not on Little Round Top, no. I'm on the opposite side of the battlefield from Little Round Top. Yeah, the leaves are actually starting to change already. We got some yellow going on there. I saw some reds earlier, so it's that time. Wow, low 30s. We haven't hit that, not quite that low yet. I think we got down to like 48 or 49 last week. Yes, I am about to go get myself some coffee and some breakfast. I am hungry. I don't think straight in the morning anyway. When my brain wakes me up earlier than I should be up, I definitely don't think straight. So I just woke up, jumped out of bed, threw some clothes on quick and headed out here without any coffee or breakfast. So I'm ready. I'm ready to eat. I appreciate everybody that came on my walk with me. I appreciate everyone who followed me. I got a lot of follows this morning. I really like that. That's cool. I started my TikTok in November, and my goal was to get 1,000 in a year, and if I didn't hit 1,000 in a year, I would give it up. And I'm almost to 3,000. So people like the content. I'm really happy about that. So I'm going to keep going. Hopefully I'll hit 10,000. But I appreciate everyone who's followed. I appreciate everyone who gave me gifts today. If you haven't followed, give me a follow and hit the notification bell so that you know when I go live next. I try to go live a couple times a week. So if you hit your notification bell, you'll know when I'm live. So everybody have a good morning. And I'll see you again soon. So stay tuned. Everyone be safe. Have a good day.